Good afternoon. This is Brad, me, Great Western Gardens here in southwest Kansas. Hope you all having a good afternoon. Great holiday weekend. Hope your weather's beautiful like it is here. And those of you who are in harvest season, I hope your harvest is good and bountiful and your prices are good. This is just sort of a different idea I had. Maybe start a little something different. Maybe this will turn into a series. Maybe it won't. I don't know if you're like me watching videos on YouTube. Every once in a while I get kind of curious about the face behind the disembodied voice that I listen to in some of my videos. And I thought maybe that you might want to, well, we learn some more about each other this way. Put a face to the voice, so to speak. If that's not your thing, I won't make any more. Just let me know in the comments down below. Give me a thumbs down. Hell, I don't care. If it is, I might continue to do this sort of thing. But I thought, what better way to get to know a person is in sitting around, chatting around a campfire. If you see any smoke billowing over the camera, that's what's going on here. I got a pot of coffee hanging over my fire. A lot of smoke. The wood's still pretty wet. We've had a lot of rain this past week. Here in southwest Kansas, we're about 17¼ inches for the year, which is, we've hit our average already. I think the highest rainfall that they've measured since they started taking measurements is about 20½ inches. So far this year, we've ranked number 5 in overall accumulated rainfall. That's wonderful. We need it badly. Get that aquifer brought back up. The problem is we're right in the middle of wheat harvest, and there's a lot of wheat that's still out there in the fields that has not been cut yet because people just can't get in the field. It's too damn muddy. So we're doing a lot of praying that harvest will come in. Of course, what has come in already is doing pretty good. We got my grandmother's wheat cut here last week, at least part of it. She was making, about 78 bushel an acre. There's some have come in that are 100. So the wheat crop has just been real good this year. Hoping continues to be so and doesn't just lay out there in the field and rot. Maybe this will be the last rain we get for several days. What we need now is a good hot dry wind. If there's ever a good time to say something like that, it's now. So the wheat's been doing good. Hope it continues to be good. Everybody's been pretty happy so far, but like I said, there's been a lot of praying. Remember that it's not our timing, it's God's timing. Sometimes we wonder about his timing, but sometimes we might even cuss him out a little bit for his timing. But it's out of our hands. We just make the best of what we can. That's what farming is. Whether it be just a little garden in back of your house or acres and acres of wheat, milo, corn, grass for your livestock. It's about, you got to have a little faith. There's no bigger gambler or no larger faith on earth than with a farmer. I truly believe that. And thankfully, well, which brings us back to the point for this video. Thankfully, we have the freedom to express that faith in videos like this. I believe very strongly in the Lord. And if it wasn't for him, none of this would be possible. I see that every day. I really do. The freedoms that we have to pray and worship the way we do, I thank God for daily. Happy Independence Day. Tomorrow, July 3rd today. A lot of things going on at this time throughout history. Not only were they they writing and arguing over the Declaration of Independence, but Battle of Gettysburg was coming to a close, and one of the darkest chapters of our country's history. A lot of men, a lot of good men and women and families have laid down their lives to secure these freedoms. And on this Independence Day, whether you're American or not, and if you are American, whether you're here celebrating in this country of ours or abroad, I implore you, I really, really implore you to remember those people who dedicated their lives, their fortunes, and most importantly, their sacred honor to secure the freedoms that we have in this country. Things are changing. They really are. I sort of going off on a tangent here, but this has been weighing on my mind pretty heavily for a long time. Things are changing in this country on a deep cellular level, if I can use that term to describe it. I don't know if there's something more accurate. You might have a better term. I don't know, just off the top of my head, but the foundational level, that might be a better term. It's like we're confused anymore. The standard has been lost, and like any scientific experiment, you've got to have that control variable. But the control is not a variable, so that any other thing you do in that experiment, you have something to compare it to base it off of. You need that standard. And it seems like that's what we've lost in this country. Just yesterday, I was reading about another federal judge who's gone out publicly and claimed that there is absolutely no reason for anyone to read or study the Constitution. This is a judge. What? The nature of your job is based in the United States Constitution. That's one hell of an important document. That's the foundation for this country, and you're telling me that you don't need to know anything about it? That's the world we're living in. If you've noticed these last several years that legislation it almost seems to be arbitrary. What's right for somebody may not be right for somebody else, and vice versa. That's what happens when you lose your standard. Of course, you take that a step further, and if a document written 230 years ago, or not quite that long, if a 200-year-old document has become meaningless, what about something that was written 2,000 years ago? That's the standard from which all other standards come, at least to me. So we sing about God and country. At least we did in church this morning. A lot of the hymns out there. God bless our native land. Well, he needs to. We got to remember that. So that's the kind of thing that's been in my thoughts and prayers for a long time. In my previous employment, I had the opportunity to meet people from literally all over the world, tourists and such, and more and more frequently they've come through and they want to ask you what's going on in America. I'm telling you, people all over the world, they see it. And whether they like us or not, America has always stood for something. We haven't hit bottom yet. We don't have to. We don't have to. I truly believe that we don't have to. I think we might, and that worries me. Hope it worries you a little bit, but at the end of the day, I know the end of the story. I really do. That battle's been fought and won a long time ago, and the rest of it's just details. Whether we slide or whether we continue to grow, the end of the story is done. That's enough about that. But I wanted to wish you a happy Independence Day. Hope you all get to spend some time with your family today. Share these freedoms with those that we love. Get outside a little bit. Spend some time in the dirt if you can. That's the greatest freedom we have, I think. Just being a part of the land. That's the American dream, right there. It is to me. Whether you're born in this country or have come to this country at some point in its history, whether you or your ancestors, and you're able to come and stand on your own 2 feet and do something. Be able to stand up before God and everybody, beholden to none, say, that's mine. I built that. I grew that. That's mine. I did that. I can pass that on to my grandkids, my great-grandkids. That's the American dream. Not sitting back and being able to say, oh, look at what I have that was given to me by some charity or God forbid, some government agency. That's not the American dream. That's not what that sacred honor that our founding fathers were talking about. We can stand up today and say those kind of things. That this is mine. I built this garden over here. This campfire. This coffee I'm drinking, the shelter that I've built here, that's mine. Nobody can take that away from me. I built it with my own blood, sweat, and tears. Yes, I cried when I dropped one of these poles on my toe last year when I was building this. So yes, I include a blood, sweat, and tears. But on a day like Independence Day, that's not what it's about. It's not about standing up and saying, look what we have and look what we did. It's about standing up and saying, look what we have because of what they did. This is a very unique country. The way it came about. Quite the experiment of creating the United States of America, and it's been fought for and won countless times over the years, and will continue to be so as a country and through us as individuals, and we need to keep fighting for that, because if we don't, it will be gone. I love this place. I love my home. I love the United States of America. And I love being able to sit and chat like this with you all as well. I could go on talking about that for forever, but say I don't want to get to rambling again. I probably am already. Just my thoughts. And I want to leave you with those that please go out and love the ones you have. Love the ones you don't have. Love the ones you want to have, because we're all children of the same Heavenly Father. With that, I wish you God's blessings. We'll see you next time.